Hey, Dan Meyer here, and I'm back once again with some more tips based on what I learned leaving Wells Fargo and setting up my own business. And basically, I've talked about this before, but I want to focus in on this topic specifically. When I knew it was time to leave, because my own boss told me basically, right? When I knew it was time to leave Wells Fargo and set up my own business, because I got this speech, the be the best analyst speech you could be, because you're never going to be anything more because you don't have the right credentials, you don't have the right background. Even though you're an amazing data analyst, that's all you're ever going to be. I got that speech from my boss, and it was like, no, I can do a lot more than that. If you're going to keep me here and not let me level up because I don't fit certain corporate cookie cutter requirements, then I need to do my own thing. I also knew that I knew more than most people. One of the things I did at Wells Fargo that was frustrating at the end of my time there for 15 years was that I was like, everyone came to me for everything, and yet none of that got me any extra money, right? So I could have just done my job, like, not quite the whole like quiet quitting, but I could have done a good job, 40 hours a week just doing my thing, and I still would have been one of the best analysts at Wells Fargo. But I did everything, worked a lot of extra hours, took every volunteer assignment, took all my stretch goals, and stretch myself. And I feel like I was one of the best analysts, if not the top business analyst in the bank for several years. And yet, I didn't get a lot of money off of that. Every time I created a report or I did some analysis that made the bank more money or mitigated a risk that saved the bank money, my salary didn't change. And so I knew more than most, but I wasn't getting rewarded for it. So I knew it was time to leave. And I had to explain things upwards, right? So I don't want to say I was smarter than my bosses, because they were smarter than me in many different ways. But when it comes to data and using data to make decisions, I always had to explain it to people like, you should know this. I've been around longer than you. I have more knowledge about the company than you. I'm able to come up with all kinds of solutions, identify problems, help you mitigate risks, help you take advantage of new opportunities and new markets. I do all these things, and I'm explaining it to you. And you're the executives, you're the bosses. You should be having me go do stuff, but instead I'm giving you stuff. Once that starts happening, then you're probably ready to leave and go on your own thing, right? So when you get that, like you're the best that you can do and you're never gonna be better, when you realize that you know more than almost everybody else around you, and when you have to use that knowledge to explain to people that should know already, just because of their positions, they should have access to that information, or they should have that insight, and when they don't, you're like, okay. Those are reasons when I knew it was time to be my own boss. That's when I said to myself, okay, I need to get out of here. So after 15 years at Wells Fargo, I left the bank. I set up my first business, a data analytics training company. And my first one was an epic failure, but I learned from it. Everything that happened that went wrong, I fixed. And then my second business I launched a year later was successful, and then became massively successful. And then I spun off a virtual assisting company. So here I am now, again, still in Palawan, in the Philippines, at a hotel near the beach, just chilling. So these are lessons that I learned about when it was time to be my own boss. I hope they helped you. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel, drop any comments you have, and we look forward to working with you if you want to launch your business, especially if you're looking to use virtual assistants to get yourself off the ground. That's my talk for today. Now get out there and have amazing, amazing time.
Hey, need to drop that beat, yo.